What's up guys, Mike here. Today in this video we are going to go over a energy stock that I am starting to build a position in, and by the end of the video we are going to do a options play if you choose to do so as well. But in this video we are going to go over the reasons why I am buying this energy stock, why I think this stock, this company has exponential growth in the long term, and it is definitely a long-term hold stock that you would want to consider buying. But for short term, I have a little bearish news for this one. But if you're going long term, this is definitely a stock you want to stick to and hold for the long term, because with the presidential election we have with President Biden, he is very bullish on energy sector and he is extremely bearish on the oil sector. So this is the stocks that you guys want to get into with the new presidential going on. And long term, this stock will definitely pay off. If you're going to come in with me for a short swing, that's going to do very well as well. But you should have a mentality that this stock will be growing exponentially if you stick to it. So with that said, I don't want to waste any more time. Let's make sure you guys always smash that like button, hit subscribe. It really helps out that channel. And with that said, let's begin. Yeah. All right, guys, the stock that I'm going to be going over in this video is none other than Enphase, ticker symbol ENPH. Now, this company is definitely a company you want to look out for the long term. It is a microinverter company, and they are doing a lot of things with the energy sector, especially with solar power and so many other microinverter based inventions. They have a lot of new technology coming in. They're building a lot of landscapes. They're reinvesting a lot of money back into the company to build this company up from the ground up. And they have a lot of potential growth in the long term, right? This is something you definitely want to stick to for a trade. We're going to go over some of the financials, where it's at, where it's holding, why. And also, at the same time, we are going to do some technical analysis as to where I think would be a good starting buy and where it would be a good price to sell for the short-term swing. And we're going to go over some options plays that you guys might be interested in. As you can see from their website, they are selling already a lot of their technology and different things that you could add into your own house if you choose to do so. They have their own installers, trained installers that come and do all the work, of course. And if you want to keep up with this company, I'm going to leave a link to this page that you guys could check out. Anyways, moving on, let's move on to the charts and see where it's headed. As we can see, Enphase started going down pretty heavy within the last week, especially with all the hectic hype going on around with GameStop and AMC and so many of these other super Wall Street bets pumped stocks. And that's caused the whole market to go on a downturn shift, because a lot of people, like a lot of big hedge funds, had to close out their positions in order to reclaim their position in their GameStop, and they got definitely beaten down pretty badly by a bunch of retail investors like us, which makes me feel very good that we did that to them. I don't mind hedge funds losing billions, because they have stolen billions from retail investors in many years, and it's not okay that they can do that. And when we do that, oh no, CNN, CNBC, all these news reporters be like, oh, these people are crazy and these kids are crazy and they're not going by fundamentals and they're just buying stock for no reason just to burn hedge funds. Well, yeah, of course we're going to do that. We're going to destroy these hedge funds just because they've been doing that to us. And it's okay for the big guys to do it, but when the little guys do it, it's not okay. Anyways, let's move on to the stock Enphase. I truly love this energy sector stock. This is the stock you guys want to look at for the long term. This is the hottest sector right now, especially with all the presidential election. If you saw my previous video, I just showed you guys Nancy Pelosi was going heavy on Tesla stock, right? And we can't get another Tesla stock that easily that's going to give us 1,000% return. But we can get a stock that can give us similar returns to Tesla, and that stock is Enphase, all right? ENPH, ticker symbol, if you want to check that out. Now, where would be a good time to buy? I think right around here is a pretty decent price. If you can somehow manage to get this company under $180, you got a great deal. Looking at the 5-day moving average, I think this stock is starting to already turn bullish, which is absolutely great news. As you can see, It's already starting to approach the 5-day moving average, this blue line right here. Once this goes up above the blue line, you can consider this stock on a very, very bullish run. Right now, it's still a little bit bearish. It's still going up and down. It's not decided fully yet what direction it wants to head. But I think if you give it another day or two, this stock will definitely turn bullish again, because that's how this company has been trading. It goes sideways, up, and it's just continuously going to go up and a little bit down, and then it's going to have a little pullbacks, right? And that is very, very healthy. You guys need to understand, when a company goes down, it's a pullback, and that makes it very healthy. Now, if it drops like a tank, right? It goes from $200 and it drops to $140, and it drops like a tank like that. That is very dangerous news, of course, and you could see continuous downfall from there when something like that happens. But because this company has been reinvesting a lot of its money and it hasn't done too much dilution with its shares, you can see that this company is definitely growing and expanding, and you can expect this company to be that 1,000% return that Tesla has to offer, right? And this company could match up something to that. So like I said, if you want to start a position in, there's a lot of support lines right here on this 180, 170 line. If you can manage to get it below 180, that's great. It's already around $186. And if you're going to do a short-term swing with me, the goal is to start selling it around $220. That is where we're going to target our sell and swing it over there if you want to do that. If you want to do a long-term bullish swing and just hold for long-term, that is definitely an ideal thing to do, right? This company could become the next $400 or $500 stock, right? And if we look at tip ranks, we could see that this company is already being priced at around $206 with a high of $254 and a low of $130. I would completely ignore that. There's no way this company is ever going that low unless some insane news comes out. And a lot of these are not very reliable, but these 5-star people may seem to know what they're talking about. And as we can see, they're performing poorly on what they said this company is worth. All right, some of these little 4 stars are doing a little bit better, but I think all these guys aren't doing too hot, and I would not recommend going with any of their price predictions, because this company is going on a nice bullish swing. It's going to be moving up. I doubt it'll hit 254 anytime soon. Maybe within the next 6 months, that's possible, but not anytime shorter. And I do see this moving to the $220 range because earnings is coming up very soon. And we do want to make sure we pay strong attention to that, because when you avoid looking at earnings, you can get crushed and Enphase might perform terribly. All right, we're going to go over the financials, and I'm going to show you how Enphase is performing financially. And just so you guys know, earnings is on February 9th, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Make sure you guys do stay very up to date on that, because this stock could be moving very quickly relatively soon, because it is getting much closer to its earnings date. Guys, let's take a look at a little bit about Enphase financials. If we look at their income statement, their revenue is doing pretty well, $720 million with a gross profit of $270 million, and that's just on Yahoo. We're going to look at their balance sheet and see that their debt isn't too bad. It's over here. It says $108 million with some shares diluted around $123 million. And then we're going to look at their asset. Their asset, it's so much more than their debt, right? $713 million of this company is its asset. So their debt is pretty much relatively small. And looking at their cash flow, they have $152 million in cash flow, but their debt is $311 million, which is substantially a little bit high. But that's because they are reinvesting their cash into the company and building it for the long term, of course. So let's look at their financials a little bit more deeper. And based on their Q3 earnings, their revenue is around $178 million for Q3. Gross margin is about 53%, which is pretty high. And if we look at the net loss, it's only around $39 million. It's not too bad. They are definitely a company that is relatively growing. If we look at the 2019 Q3 and compare it to the 2020 Q3, as we can see, they are substantially growing in all their numbers, right? Revenue has gone down a little bit by 2 million, but that's not a big deal because they have been growing a lot more substantially in Q2, and Q3 is going to be even better, as you see, and I'm pretty sure their Q4 is going to do a lot more. And as you guys can see, they are growing. They are a rapid growth company. Gross margin did grow from 38% to 53% from Q2 to Q3, and that is very good numbers we want to see. We want to see this company is continuously growing, all right? We want to look at their diluted shares. We want to look at their interest income. We want to look at all the gross profits, all the net loss. We want to consider all of that when we are deciding to buy a company for the long term, right? Is this business going to last within the next 5 to 10 years, right? Do I want to buy a company and hold long term? And if your answer is not immediately yes to a company that you do not want to own for the next 5-10 years, then why are you bothering buying it? Don't bother buying it. But as we can see, this is a company that I would be very comfortable holding for the next 5-10 years, because they are definitely having $1 billion worth of assets. From 2019, they only had 713 million. Now they have $1 billion worth of assets. And they are projected by 2023 actually to make over $1 billion, actually around $2 to $3 billion in revenue growth. So that's pretty fantastic. If you guys want, I'll leave a copy of this, guys, in the resource section down in the description box, so you guys can take a better look at this and get all the numbers down for yourself. I already did my numbers. I like where this company is headed. It is definitely on a growth potential. Anyways, let's move on. If you guys want to see some supplemental information from their Q3 to Q2 and their Q4 from 2019 to 20, this is another sheet you want to look at. This pretty much shows you a lot more detail about the percentage of growth, right? So from 38% to 53% in a single quarter, that's almost a 20% growth, right? Gross margin. You want to see stuff like this. You want to see a company is increasing in growth over time. And the faster they're growing, the better, but you can't expect them to grow substantially quickly within 1 year. But if you give them a few years, definitely over the next 5 years, I think this is a 10x company for sure. They will definitely be worth billions of dollars, and they are doing already substantially well. And if you are really into this company and you want to hold long term, I would definitely recommend it. This is something I personally wouldn't mind doing. And of course, all that is going to be up to you. You are going to have to make that final choice, whether I just want to do a short swing or I want to hold this company long term, right? You have to see what you are comfortable with in this company. And to me, this is definitely a comfortable company that I wouldn't mind sticking to long term, or I would just go for the short swing as well, and I'd be comfortable with that one as well. There is some bearish news that could come out if the company does not continuously do well, so you can see a lot of pullback coming up as long as the company is not continuously prospering and moving forward. And that's short term. That is going to be short term that they might see some bearish news. But over the long term, I only see big bullish uptrend coming up. There definitely will be some pullbacks. All right, it is definitely not healthy for a company not to have a pullback and just substantially go up. As we can see, even Tesla has a lot of pullbacks. They do have some growth, and then they have a pullback, right? We can see these numbers go a little bit down, and then it's going to grow, and then soon we're going to be hitting over 900 to 1,000. And already a few analysts said this company is already worth $1,200 per share. So if you guys haven't already owned Tesla, maybe there's some still room for you guys to get in, all right? I sold my shares. I will definitely be swinging Tesla again in the future. I do love this Tesla company, and I believe in it. But Enphase is the company right now that we can 10x our money relatively short in the long term, and because Tesla has already expanded substantially, right? But Enphase is another energy stock we can look at and grow our money there. This could be the next $300, $400, $500 stock in the future and a very relatively short time. Let's move on to some options play you guys can choose from. So we'll go there. All right, guys. So if we're going to do any options, I think you guys should look at the March options coming up, because they do have earnings coming up, And these premiums are going to start soaring pretty high within the next week or two. I told you guys earning is on February 9th. So expect this stock to start moving on a nice bullish trend very relatively quick. And it could fly by really quickly. And as I said, I think this stock will start hitting $220, and it could go all the way up to $240. And if you guys want to do an option play, I will go with the 220, 230, or the 240. Any of these options are a very good option play you can choose from and go with it. All right. I personally do not go with straight option calls. That's not the type of calls I like to play. I like to do a debit spread call. That's one of my favorite things to do. And what I do is I buy a call and then I also sell the call. Now the two option plays you can do is either sell the 230 and then you just pay a $213 per contract, or you can do the 240 and then you're paying a little bit more, 383. And if it passes anything between then, by March 19th, you'll make over a 400% return, which is fabulous, right? If this stock is trading over $220 or even $240, you'll be making over a 400% return. I personally like this $230 option. It makes it a little bit cheaper, and at the same time, you're limiting your risk, but also you are limiting your return. So you can either do the 230 or the 240 debit spread, or just go straight up buy the call, the 220 call, and you're going to be paying $13.80 for that. So make sure you guys make the best options for you. Just know options are extremely high risk. You can relatively lose all your money if the stock does not play in your favor. Thanks again for watching my videos. As always, make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so YouTube could alert you when my next video comes out. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram. I do pretty much try to post there daily. I post my buys, my sells on Instagram, so make sure you guys are following me there to keep up to date with me. Also, guys, leave a comment below. Let me know what other stocks you guys would like me to do a video on, or if you have questions on stocks, I do my best to help you out. Leave a comment below. Also, guys, don't miss out the promotion going on right now with WeBull. They are giving 4 free stocks, 1 for just signing up to use their platform, and 3 additional stocks when you make a deposit of $100 or more. WeBull will give you 4 free stocks with a minimum value of $8 all the way up to $1,600. Make sure you don't miss out on this promotion. Also, guys, if you want another free stock, FirstTrade gives out pretty decent stocks as well. And if you want another free stock, I know Robinhood is not doing too hot right now, but Robinhood does give those free stocks right now. So check out the links in the description box below for all those. Thanks again for watching my video, and until next time, make money with Mike.